Some crimes fade quietly into archives. These are the ones that haunt, the ones that defy resolution, leaving behind a trail of questions rather than answers. This one never did. In December of 1996, a 6-year-old child named JonBenét Ramsey was found dead inside her family's home in Boulder, Colorado. From the first hour, the case fractured. Evidence did not point in one direction. Investigators disagreed, and public judgment arrived before legal clarity. The initial chaos set a precedent, a pattern of confusion that would define the decades that followed. Nearly 30 years later, there is still no conviction, not because the case lacked attention, but because it never reached certainty. This is the verdict. Boulder was known as safe, affluent, and quiet. Violent crime was rare. Families trusted their neighborhoods. Doors were locked, but fear was distant. This veneer of tranquility was shattered, revealing a vulnerability no one believed existed in their community. That perception mattered, because when a crime violates expectations, pressure intensifies. This was not a crime in a high-risk area. It was not a crime of desperation. It happened inside a large family home on Christmas night. The holiday setting, the affluence of the family, and the brutal nature of the crime created an immediate media storm. The Ramsey home was large. Multiple floors, multiple staircases, a basement with storage rooms and corridors. This mattered, because large homes complicate timelines. Every corner, every hidden space within the sprawling residence became a potential clue, a source of both answers and further questions. Movement becomes harder to trace. Sound becomes unreliable. Reconstruction becomes uncertain. The house did not provide clarity. It preserved ambiguity. The very structure designed for family life now served to obscure the truth of what transpired within its walls. JonBenét Ramsey was 6 years old. She attended school. She had friends. She lived a normal life within an affluent household. Later, media attention would focus heavily on her participation in child beauty pageants. That focus distorted the case, because pageants did not cause her death. A crime did. Her childhood, once innocent and carefree, became a public spectacle, reduced to sensational headlines and ill-informed commentary. Early on December 26th, Patsy Ramsey found a ransom note. The note was long, unusually long. It was written on paper from inside the home. It referenced a precise dollar amount. Its tone did not resemble typical kidnapping communications. From the beginning, investigators flagged it as abnormal, not proof of anything, but a major anomaly. The note itself, a key piece of evidence, also introduced a new layer of confusion, its every detail debated and dissected. Patsy Ramsey called police to report a kidnapping. Officers responded quickly. At that moment, the investigation was framed incorrectly, unintentionally. Resources were focused on a missing child scenario, but the situation was already something else. The initial misclassification was a critical error, allowing vital time and resources to be diverted from the grim reality unfolding.
Police searched the house. JonBenét was not found. Friends arrived. Movement continued. The home was not immediately secured as a crime scene. Hours later, John Ramsey found JonBenét's body in the basement. From that moment forward, certainty was compromised. The flow of people, the lack of immediate protocol, turned a potential crime scene into a chaotic environment, blurring crucial details. The autopsy concluded JonBenét died from a combination of head trauma and strangulation. Both injuries were fatal. What could not be determined with certainty was sequence. That matters, because timelines shape interpretation. The precise order of events, vital for understanding motive and perpetrator, remained elusive, adding another puzzle piece to the unresolved case. From early on, investigators split. One group focused on an intruder theory, another focused inward. These disagreements affected interviews, evidence handling, and strategy. When investigations fracture internally, progress slows, even with resources. The chasm between these theories deepened with every passing day, creating an internal struggle that hindered outward progress. Media coverage exploded, details leaked, speculation became narrative, narrative became belief. Once belief solidifies, evidence struggles to compete. The sensationalism created a feedback loop, where public opinion and leaked information overshadowed objective facts. A grand jury reviewed the case for over a year. They voted to indict on certain charges. The district attorney declined to prosecute. This is often misunderstood. An indictment is not guilt. A refusal to prosecute is not innocence. It means the evidence could not support trial beyond reasonable doubt. Later DNA testing excluded some individuals, but it did not identify a perpetrator. DNA narrowed possibilities. It did not deliver a verdict. The scientific advances offered a glimmer of hope, only to reveal the frustrating complexity of forensic evidence in older cases. No single theory explains all known facts. That is the truth. Evidence overlaps, but never aligns. And without alignment, verdicts cannot exist. The narrative remained fractured, a mosaic of facts and suspicions that refused to form a complete picture. There was no trial, no conviction. Legally, there is no verdict, only unresolved truth. The case remains open in the public mind. This is the verdict.